What's going on, YouTube? It's your man Azrael, the one coming at you. First off, before I even get started with my usual meanderings, happy holidays to all of you guys. I hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful. I know Christmas is around the corner. For me, it's a definitely big month. Next week, I have been married for 5 years to a woman I've been with for 10 years. I will definitely do a personal shout out video for my wife next week, which I will put on the channel. You guys will definitely hear the things I will say, because I do have certain people who are weirdos. I'm not going to put up any photos, but it will be dedicated to my wife and she will be able to see it. And I hope that she actually will comment in the comment box so that you guys can at least have an idea of the woman who's been on my heart and on my nerves for the last 5 years, but I love to death dearly. Secondly, you know how this thing works. You guys drive the entertainment. You guys drive the facts. I can't stress this enough. What we're going to do is to say you want to see more videos, you want more commentary, you want different type of things done. You need to show it by likes, people. So when you give me likes, if you give me 50 likes on this video, and you send me a story, I'll definitely do the next story that you send me. If you would like to see me engage other YouTubers in debate or other people in debates, give me some likes. Put it in the comment section. I can't stress this enough. I do what you guys ask me to do in part. So if you give me a suggestion and it is feasible, I will definitely do it. I want you guys to be interactive with me. Needless to say also, because it is the Christmas holiday season, what's going to happen is after the final bits of finals and Christmas, I probably, between the days of December 15th and December 25th, I definitely will not be involved in YouTube in any significant way. I may watch some live shows. I will not do any posting of social commentary. I'm going into radio silence. So if you're trying to contact me, if you have me on Facebook, do so. If you have me on Twitter, that's where you need to follow me. I will not upload any videos unless it's, I'll say it this way, I'm not going to upload any videos unless there is a specific reason, like there is something I just got to talk about. Also, I have set up a GoFundMe. I'm going to put a link in this video to a video that my man Tommy Sotomayor put up. If you don't know who that dude is, you need to go follow him. You need to go hit that like, subscribe, and share button. But you really need to go see this story. I've put up a GoFundMe to set up a reward for the arrest, information leading to the arrest of a young black woman, we presume, who has abandoned her little girl, a 3-day-old baby, and a foot-deep hole with debris piled on top of her. Look, as a parent, my heart breaks for that little girl. That's number one. Number two, as a parent who at one point has lost a child to miscarriage, my heart breaks for that little girl. And three, as a parent who has seen a lot of other people go through heartbreaks, struggling to conceive, struggling to adopt children, I am outraged. And I'm not asking you guys for much. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm asking for on this GoFundMe. I'm going to put the GoFundMe in the box. You guys go over to that GoFundMe. You donate however you see fit. I'm not going to ask you for a specific monetary amount, but I want you guys to go and donate. I'm going to be following it. I will definitely be donating as much as I can to get this money up to offer this reward to the LA County Sheriff so that they can get information to find this woman and have her arrested. Now that I have said all that I needed to say before this video, you know what I'm about to do. You know how this works. Give me a second. Now then, normally when I say I leave certain things in YouTube alone, that's what I do. But tonight, curiosity killed the cat, and well, satisfaction brought it back. What am I talking about? Now, some of you guys know this character, New Possibilities, and normally I try to stay out of discussions with people. And when I mean discussions, I mean debates with ignorant dumbasses. But there was something he said that was just so mind-blowing that I gotta call him out. And yes, I know I'm Johnny come lately, but better late than never. So let me give you guys the setup. So no shit, there I was. I'm kind of bullshitting on work, finishing off this term paper that's due tomorrow. And I said, I wonder what happened to this character, King Noble. Now, some of you guys, if you're not familiar, and I'll put those links in the box as well, I did a 3-part video series tackling the FYF 9/11 movement, King Noble, and succinctly calling him out on his bullshit. To which he has never said anything, and apparently his appearance in Stone Mountain was a big flop. But somehow, in the recommended videos, I saw something about someone else connected to that movement, Miss Latasha, if I'm saying it correctly, Ned, who was arrested in September of this year for terroristic threats. And I'm going to put the link, I'm not going to put the whole proceedings into this video, but I will give you the link to the video of her court hearing, and I will post all relevant articles to date based on the process where she's at in the process. Now, that's not what got me upset. What got me upset, well, I'll let you watch it. I'm going to show you what the woman actually said in the video, and then I'm going to come back on the other side of it, and rather than excoriate this man, which would be the fun thing to do, I'm going to use this as a teachable moment. Now, before I go to any length, I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to put the disclaimer in this video of the fair use. I am using this man's copyrighted material, as well as all other YouTubers who have copyrighted material uploaded, for the express purposes of education, transforming it, and I'm going to use it for educational purposes. I'm going to use it to create a whole new piece, and I'm going to use it as a means to critique. I do not own the property, the original intellectual property to the respective videos that are going to be inserted into this one, and all personal credits will be attributed to the original authors. However, the culmination and the transformation of that information is solely mine. In other words, what I am saying, because I am transforming their material into new material, that material property belongs to me, but I am going to give source attribution to the respective uploaders so that they get their proper credit. Now, having said all that, roll the footage.
Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Today I'm going to talk about a case or a situation I heard about all on YouTube. A lot of people are talking about it. And it involves the arrest of Latasha Ned, who goes by the name of EyeEmpressSekhmet. So this woman allegedly
Black power, black power, black motherfucking power. Black at your ass again. Coming to you live and direct to give you a message to all you awakened blacks. And all you sleeping niggas too. It's open season on the crack. We've had enough and we won't take this shit any motherfucking more. Time and time again, throughout the years and the decades, they have been killing us. They've been slaughtering us. They've been taking our children. They've been putting our men in prisons. They've been attacking our women through their wombs. And enough is enough. Our time is now. They fuck with the last nigga that they need to fuck with. It's over and it's done. It's open season on a motherfucking crack. Period. I don't give a fuck about your cracker friends. I don't give a fuck about your Arab friends, your Chinese friends, all the motherfuckers you went to school with, all the motherfuckers that you think they really not that bad. Fuck them too. Enough is enough with this pussyfooting around with the motherfucking cave beast. They've been coming for our throats. They've been coming for our lives. They're killing our women, saying that they committed suicide. They're killing our unarmed men for no reason at all, for petty crimes or nothing at all. For traffic stops, your tail light out and you getting killed. That's because there's a green light on you when you're melanated. There's a green light on your life because you're black. How long are we going to live in this motherfucking America KKK, allowing them to do whatever they want to with us without any repercussions and without any accountability? That's bullshit. Are we going to be a race of sheep? Or are we going to be a race of warriors? Know where you came from, my people. We didn't come from a people that stayed lying down. We didn't come from a people that allowed them to kill, rape, maim us, brainwash us. We didn't come from that. That's not the cloth that we're cut from. We're cut from a cloth of warriors. We're cut from a cloth of gods and goddesses. Rise up, you mighty people, and understand and realize who you are. It's enough is enough of these motherfucking crackers killing us. I'm tired of looking at the news and seeing another black man down or another black woman down. How long are we going to do this shit? We're going to keep on standing around idly buying red bottoms and Gucci belts and McDonald's chicken nuggets while they out here killing us? That's what you want to do with your life? That's not what I'm going to do with mine. That's not what we're going to do with ours. We're going to fight back. We're not going to take it anymore. So right now we declare open season on a motherfucking cracker. All you motherfucking crackers, y'all need to wash your motherfucking heads. You need to protect your motherfucking selves because we coming for you. We coming for all you motherfuckers and all the descendants of you motherfuckers. Oh, they're easy to tell you. Well, I ain't never owned a slave. I ain't never raped nobody. But you're living off a stolen inheritance. You're living off the blood, sweat, and tears of blacks. And we're not going to take it anymore. We want our reciprocity. And we want blood for blood. It's open season on a motherfucking cracker in this bitch. Let's get it.
Threatened police online. She has a YouTube channel like this one. And on her channel, she brandished weapons, a gun and a machete. And she threatened to kill police officers. She encouraged people to shoot police officers. And she also encouraged people to take weapons from the police and to take over a police station. So after posting these videos, apparently someone ran to the cops like a snitch, like an informant. And they basically pointed out that she had these YouTube videos. So she's under arrest now, and she's been charged with making terroristic threats. She's been charged with engaging in terroristic actions. She's been charged with criminal solicitation, battery, and cruelty to children. So she faces all these charges. And I don't know about the last two charges with dealing with battery and cruelty to children. All I know is that from hearing the court testimony, she was surprised by those charges. She didn't know anything about them. And she claims that she doesn't have any children that would be abused, and she didn't abuse anyone. So I can't say much about that. But those are the charges that she faces. And I just wanted to spend some time talking about this. First of all, in order to understand this whole situation, we got to understand the context in which we live in this American society. We live in a society that has double standards. We live in a society that judges people not based on what they actually do, not based on the merits. We live in a society that has double standards. We don't live in a society that is blind to race. We all are familiar with the statue of justice, the symbol of justice, where you have a woman with a blindfold on and she has a scale and a sword. In reality, there is no blindfold. The criminal justice system treats black people differently. The criminal justice system is unjust to black people.
Citation needed.
It has a double standard against black people. Here you have a black woman on YouTube making some outlandish statements. Instead of it just being brushed off as someone making some outlandish, extreme statements, this woman is facing jail time. This is a black woman that we're talking about. On the other hand, you have a white man who gets on camera on YouTube and threatens to attack black protesters protesting against police brutality.
All right, this is Nathan Nenner from Hemphill, Texas. If you don't like cussing, go ahead and cut this video off now, or get your kids out of the room because I'm very pissed off. I'll give you time to do that for just a minute. Okay, I want to talk to you about what happened in Harris County, where this black thug went up and just executed a deputy because he was a white deputy, because he was a law enforcement officer. It's going to end, and it's going to end with that. That's not going to happen anymore. That's the end of it. Y'all have pushed us to the limit, and we ain't going to take it no more. They stuff that us citizens can do, and we're fixing to do them, starting now. That black guy, he pulled the trigger on that cop, but he really ain't the one that actually killed the cop. The one that killed him was these Black Panthers and all these black thugs that comes to your town and marches and hollers oink oink, bang bang, and all that retarded shit. You know, they're the ones that's responsible for it. Them and people like Farrakhan wanting 10,000 volunteers to track people down, cops and all that, and kill them. Starting now, we holding these people responsible. Like I said, it stops now. Don't ever let a Black Panther or any black group come to your town and march in that town and get done and be able to get in their vehicle and leave. That's over with. And law enforcement, I'm talking to you now. When we get there, and we're going to be there, step aside. Do not try to stop us, because our fight is not with you. It's for you. Now, I'm going to tell you old people, grandmas, grandpas, kids, all of you can get in on this. When there's a Black Panther group going to head to a town, and they're going to rally and holler, kill cops, law enforcement, you put it out and you let people know they're coming. And all you older people that wants to get involved, I got something for you. This is called a slingshot. You go to Walmart and you get it. Okay, when these Black Panthers come to your town to start with, they have to drive a vehicle. Well, that's where you start at. You disable them vehicles. You pepper their ass with rocks. You bust the windshields out. You stop them vehicles from running. When them Panthers has to walk and run out of town, they will not come back to your town. You people do that. Me, I will be there. If I have to be there by myself, I will, but I don't think I have to. All you guys like me that's able to stand up and fight, we gonna be there. As long as the law enforcement lets us know they're coming. And we're gonna push them Panthers out of town. Never again will they stand in a street in Texas or anywhere else and holler, kill cops, kill cops. Them son of a bitches, their days are over with. And I'm not just talking today, I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. And all you other people want to get involved, get that damn slingshot. Nobody's ever went to jail for a slingshot. Y'all get that slingshot, get you some damn rocks, and when they come out in that street, y'all go, we'll give you a few minutes to pepper their ass. You light them up like they got mumps and measles when they go home with all the bumps and knots all over their asses. They won't come back. And what's left of them, myself and some other people will take care of that. Because we have had enough. There won't be another killing in Texas. I can promise you that. It might be a killing, but it won't be what you think. There won't be no more cops executed in the state of Texas. And like I said, you law enforcement officers, step the hell aside. Do not get in front of me. Do not try to stop any of us, because we're doing this shit for you and for ourselves. What happened to the law enforcement, and it also happened to us. And we're not going to take it anymore. We're done with it. It ends. It ends now, and it ends in the state of Texas, you sons of bitches. You Black Panthers and you thugs, you Black Lives Matter bullshit, you bunch of freaking retards, you better run and you better hide. Because we're looking at videos, we're pulling names and addresses, and we're going to hunt you sons of bitches down. Because we're pissed off. And ain't nobody going to stop us now, you dirty bastard. Last freaking thing some of you son of bitches are here is that noise right there when we come in your goddamn house. Don't ever threaten another cop in Texas. Don't ever threaten another white person. And you black bastards, you goddamn Panthers and shit, try to come to another town and try to march. See what happens to you, because I ain't playing. And I'll tell you something else. I got a bunch of mail from Hempstead, Texas, where you want to rename a street Sandra Bland Street. You know, that ain't happening. You people in Hempstead, don't let them name your street after a freaking thug. We're not going to stoop that low. Sandra Bland had a rap sheet a mile long. She was full of dope, disrespectful, embarrassment to Hempstead, Texas, and hung her damn self. Well, let me tell you something. A thug's life don't matter. We don't give a shit about you damn thugs. A black life, a white life, police life, a rebel life, a redneck life, all our lives matter. Every life except for a freaking thug. Your life don't matter. And you sons of bitches, you fixing to find out how it don't matter. Because you done pissed us off, you bunch of bastards. Let's see. That's about it. That's all I got to say. To hell with it.
This man gets on camera with a gun and threatens black people. And this is not the first time. I've seen quite a few videos similar to this. But I'll include links to the news story, and I'll include links to the video showing this white man threatening black protesters. This white man encourages white people to attack the protesters, to vandalize their property. But I don't see anyone coming to arrest that white man. And you want to talk to me about some black woman making some threats on a YouTube video? Are you serious? When white people get away with making threats, when white people get away with killing black people. So this guy, George Zimmerman, kills a black boy, shoots him through the heart. And that monster, George Zimmerman, is celebrated as some kind of hero. People are taking his autographs. People are treating him like a celebrity, posing, taking pictures with this racist bastard. And you want to complain about a black woman making threats on YouTube. They strangled a black man on camera in New York, in Staten Island. Not only did they not arrest the cop, they didn't indict him, they didn't charge him, they didn't try him, they just let him go. Because it's no big deal to kill a black man or woman in this country. Our lives don't mean a damn thing. We had Darren Wilson killed a teenage black male named Michael Brown. Gunned him down. And he walks. And he does interviews justifying his brutality against this young black man. And you want to complain about a black woman doing a damn YouTube video? Are you serious? You want to bring charges against this black woman when you don't even have the the fortitude to bring charges against police to kill black people. That's hypocrisy, and that's the nature of this so-called fake democracy that we live in.
Now, I'm going to get straight to the point. And before I get started, you know what I got to do. I got to crack out that lighter again. So give me a second. God, I love these Marlboro Smooths. By the way, smoking is a very unhealthy habit, and I'm not encouraging anyone to do it. I've just been doing it for almost 10 years. Still, let me be clear here. When we engage this type of thing, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this is why no one takes anyone saying Black Lives Matter or anyone protesting these issues seriously. Now, I have to be fair here. The recent killing of Laquan McDonald, has given this movement a little validity. But that's another subject for another video. I'm going to deal with specifically what this man has said. Now, you've heard for yourself. And I put in this video, for your viewing pleasure, the two videos he mentioned. The one with the white Texas man and EmpressSekhmet. I had to take a poll there. I put in for your viewing pleasure these videos so you can see for yourself what was actually said and you can make the determination about the call. Essentially, what this man did not argue was that under free speech, Empress EyeEmpressSekhmet, also known as Latasha Ned, has a right to make certain statements based on her First Amendment right. You would expect a man who is a lawyer to have made this argument. And what he did, essentially, was one giant logical fallacy we like to call appeal to emotions. Now, it was done very subtly, depending on how you want to define the word subtle, because all he did was says, well, they do this, and we get punished if we did the same thing. That's not entirely accurate. And you would expect a man who is a lawyer for the NAACP, so take that with a grain of salt, to have said and highlighted in many cases being intellectually honest and putting forward cases in where when someone has done something wrong and the victim was black and the perpetrator was not, the person's been punished. Case in point, the murder of Michael Dunn. The man is getting ready to spend, if not, he is spending the rest of his life in jail, but he won't mention that. The young lady who was shot in the face with a shotgun, that guy is going to jail. The dude that was in Detroit who shot a black kid running away from him in the back, he's going to jail. But you don't hear this guy talking about that. Of course not, because it doesn't fit the narrative. But let's get back to EmpressSekhmet. Now, this woman, he contradicts himself immediately in his own video. And I think the man just likes to talk to hear himself fucking talk. But you see for yourself what she actually said. And you see for what the actual white guy said. Now, we can perceive several different things in this. But the infinitesimal truth is that this man didn't make a legitimate threat against a specific group of people. He said, and I'm going to paraphrase, I'm going to interpret what he was saying in the video for myself. You can tell me whether you agree or not. This man basically said, if you come to my town with this fracas and you cause the kind of trouble that these Black Lives Matter, red, black, and green, back to African Negroes cause, you know, going around screaming, pigs in the blanket, fry like bacon, we gonna strike back. And you know what? I support the man. In fact, let's be real, the original video, even though I took this from another YouTube video, he made a clear distinction, if I'm not mistaken, that it wasn't about race, because he even spoke to the regular black folks who live in his town and said, listen, get in on it. Now, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I saw the video, and since I only have a 6-minute clip, I'm assuming it was edited to make it seem like it wasn't. If I find the original full-length clip, I will definitely put it in the annotations so you can watch it and see for yourself. Now, this entire argument, as I already stated, was never imposed on the First Amendment right to free speech, which includes the right of speech that does offend people. Now, we know this FYF, Fuck Your Flag 9/11 group is a group of black supremacists. And I know for a fact that these people will say outlandish things. I have videos with quotes from these people saying the most silly things possible, but you can't take them for joke, which is what he's asking you to do, is to take them for a joke. But if a white person says something, then we have to take it serious. This has to be the most disingenuous thing I've ever heard. Now, I get it. I'm also a Johnny-come-lately to this story. But let's be fair here. Let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. The man doesn't have a legitimate argument. What he's basically saying is, boo-hoo, these people did something I think that they should have gotten away with for breaking the law. But this white person who I think broke the law and probably didn't break the law, and he's not getting in trouble. Let's look at the facts. The white Texas dude that you saw in the video, he did get looked at because some people found it was a problem. But they didn't make a big stink about it because technically under free speech, he said what he said. He didn't make any deliberate threats. Let's be clear here. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. So if I'm wrong, please someone correct me in the comments. Let me put this out. Essentially, what my gripe here is that this is the kind of thinking that blacks in America in today cannot afford. There cannot be this emotionally driven thought pattern. It must be done with logic. Granted, I understand Miss Ned's frustration with the issues regarding policing. I think that the Laquan McDonald case is a clear-cut example of where frustrations are legitimate. That's legitimate. I will not argue that. No matter how many ways you want to spin that, I honestly cannot in good faith and good consciousness say that that is a legitimate, justifiable homicide. I can't say that. I can even argue both sides for Trayvon Martin. I can argue both sides. I can argue both sides for Eric Gardner. I'm pretty sure there's no way to argue what happened to Michael Brown. But the fact of the matter is, black folks, what you're seeing from this so-called unquote lawyer, which let me sidebar for a minute, a man who has this type of fallacious thinking, I have no idea how he got through law school, much less pass the bar exam. This type of thinking is never going to lead us where we need to be. Seriously. Because it takes us from focusing on the real facts of a case. This is why no one takes the Black Lives Matter crowd seriously, because they're not examining what the problems are. Now, I get it. Like I said, I get Mrs. Ned's frustration. But to advocate the killing of white police officers who may or may not have had anything to do with specific cases is just outlandish. In fact, that FYF 9/11 movement has gone on record to say to kill all police officers. And let's be clear here, there are minority police officers. I myself want to be involved with law enforcement. And I feel, what did I do to deserve having a target painted on my back for doing the job that needs to be done? Why does my children have to be without a father because you feel emotional about something and you can't logically think clearly? What I'm trying to put forward is that this line of thinking is dangerous because it creates a people or a conscious community of people who do not stop to think. In black men, it makes them bitchy, it makes them effeminate, it makes them emotional. This is not a kind of man that can go forward into a destitute, decayed, and completely morally desiccated community and breathe life into it. It can't happen this way. It's unconscionable. It's unfathomable. And for a man who claims to be a lawyer and do prestigious things, or at least hints at having done some prestigious things, I would assume, to put forth this kind of viewpoint, I honestly can't, I can't rationalize it. It doesn't make sense. Now, I'm going to link you guys in the box to see for yourselves the actual first appearance of Miss Latasha Ned, so you can see and judge her reactions according to the indictment that was read. Now, what we know so far is that this woman has in fact bailed out. There is no, I don't have any current information about her next day court appearance and any coverage for the trial, if it's going to be covered. If it is going to be covered, I definitely will try to bring you the coverage. But let me get down to what I really want to say here. It's these kind of black folks who are on the fence and don't know where to fall need to avoid. I'm not saying you need to avoid them because I'm in opposition to them. I'm saying you need to avoid them because they're not showing you clear-cut ways of obtaining what you want as a community. This man, in every situation he brought up, was dishonest. When he mentioned the white Texas guy that I showed you in the video, he didn't say that he directed his group, his vitriol, to use his line of thinking, at a specific subset of black folks who cause discord and trouble wherever they go. He didn't point out that in the issue of Eric Gardner, that this man was known for selling cigarettes. And while he's a known and repeat offender, and it doesn't justify him losing his life, had the man simply complied with the officer and had his day in court, he'd still be here. We'll never know what happened to Michael Brown fully because everyone that was on Michael Brown's side has told conflicting stories. He never pointed out, and I've arguably, even in Trayvon's defense, and said even if those things about him were true, what did it have to do with him going home from the store that night? Let's not kid ourselves here. George Zimmerman got his ass whooped pretty bad. And it's kind of hard that if you got fucked up that kind of bad, how it's hard to not say why this kid got shot. It's kind of hard. Again, I can argue it either way, but it's very difficult to circumvent all that and come away with George Michael Zimmerman being guilty. The correlating link between all those stories that he mentioned and the few I rebutted is that I feel, therefore, this should happen. Now, philosophically, we know the elements of a republic. The worst element of a republic is of a democracy, rather, is mob rule. Mob rule because it goes to the whims and the thought patterns of the whole. There is never any reason of it. In fact, I encourage you to read Cicero. Cicero talks about this very well. And I'm surprised that the thought never entered his mind. Nevertheless, here we stand on the precipice of madness. And black folks, what you need to draw from this is, what is he really saying? What are people like him really saying? Are they saying that we should, because we feel this way, it is this way? Or is he saying, let's examine what's really going on here? Now, of course, there is a lot of confirmation bias that you can find in his side of the movement, just like you can find confirmation bias on those who are opposed to his argument. You can find confirmation bias where you want to find it. It's essentially the point of having confirmation bias. You look for the information that proves your assertion rather than the information that you look for the information that proves your assertion rather than look at the evidence and see where it takes you. What you should be looking for when people like this come before you to say these kinds of things, what you should be looking for is, where is he taking me logically? Is he taking me to a point where I can objectively evaluate everything that happens and come to my own conclusion based on the evidence presented to me? Where does the evidence take me? This is the problem that Miss Natasha Ned has found herself, essentially, because she has reacted emotionally and her emotions led her to violence. Her passions has overcome her, and now she is in legal trouble for running off at her mouth. Again, I understand her frustration. Really, I do. As much as I disagree with her way of thought, period, I can understand her frustration. And I will only say, because I see the case of Laquan McDonald, and I can say I understand now your frustration in some circumstances, specifically the McDonald case. But overall, all this emotional argument, all this riling up, appealing to emotions, trying to stir people up and get people out in the streets to commit acts of violence, that's terrorism. This is why people are starting to equate Black Lives Matter to terrorists, domestic terrorism. I'm almost ready to say they're no different than PETA. You take that where you want to. Essentially, where I'm trying to go with this is, when we start to examine race, politics, social justice, and the community of the nation, as blacks, we have a responsibility, being less than 13% of the population and having as many negative things going on in our community. We have a responsibility to be objective in our thinking. We have a right, like any other American group, that when we see a wrong, to seek redress. We have that right. It's afforded to us. But to go about acting like a petulant child is not the answer. It can't be the answer. What has it gotten you? You've been saying black power since the 70s, and yet there is not one single black community since Black Wall Street that has been established, built, and is entirely run by you Negroes, that is largely independent and flourishing. It doesn't happen. But you can see cities that are entirely populated by Negroes going to rack and ruin. Chicago, Detroit, Memphis. Need I go on? It's time you Negroes stop playing at life. Stop playing at being rational, thinking people. You are not res cogitans. You are not thinking things. You are just a thing. You're an object. If you want to be res cogitans, a thinking thing, you must divorce that emotional nature for the moment. You must sit down and meditate. What are your problems? And I will say this, as I've said in every video I've talked about social justice in the black community. It all must start at the black family. There must be a father to inject logic into the children and to stabilize the woman. Must be logic. That man must be there. Then there must be a coming together of families to form the neighborhood. And the neighborhoods must come together and form the community. Before you can talk business, before you can talk politics, before you can talk law. Because when you don't have this, you get Negroes like the one you just saw in this video. You get those guys. And that doesn't do anyone a service. I'm not even going to laugh and bullshit you. I'm going to come at you straight and just tell you straight off the top. It's a disservice. Now, for all that's going on, for all that we are, and all that we do, where do you want to be on this discussion? Where do you want to be in this movement? Because, well, let me not say discussion and movement. Let me just say it this way. Where do you want to fall at the end of the day? Do you want to fall on the side of the fence where there is logical coherence and moving forward with a clear-cut goal? Or are you going to fall on the side of no justice, no peace, but yet you have a person who openly encourages stop snitching and is making an excuse for someone breaking the law? I know what I sounded like there's a fallacy in there. I'm pretty sure that there is. But I have no choice but to frame it this way. We as a people can no longer afford this. In the 2 years I've been recording YouTube videos, I have seen nothing but worsening conditions for blacks. And I predict that 2016 will probably be the worst year for black folks since the Bloods and Crips epidemic of the 90s. I predict that. Because somehow, some way, blacks are not going to figure out for themselves that the only way out of this shithole is to begin to think logically and critically. It has nothing to do with your religious preference. It has nothing to do with how prim and proper you are. It has nothing to do with you saying you don't want to stick together with your own. But it has everything to do with addressing the real issues. The issues is not, oh, because a white person did it, he get away with it, but a black person did it, is not. That's not the issue. Issue is, can you abide by the law? The issue is, can you appropriately vent your frustration and seek redress like civilized people? The issue is, can you lay aside your personal feelings and enter into a system that you think is biased against you and use the system to your advantage? Don't tell me it can't be done, because it has. Hell, if OJ did it, better tell you. Just some food for thought. Make sure you guys follow me at Azriel1 on Twitter. Like I said in the video, I'm going to put the links in. Go holler at my boy TJ Sotomayor. Tell him Azriel sent you. The links for the GoFundMe is going to be in the box. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was all over the place and disjoint with my ideas. I'm literally doing this off the dome. Alright? Again, peace, be well. God bless you all. Thank y'all for stopping in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you guys in the new year.